best way for me to prevent getting an infectious disease and having to have you as my doctor is what? Wearing a mask?
No.
You do that? If I can see they're ready to sneeze or cough, walk away.
You avoid all the paranoid aspects and do something positive.
rat tattoo.
A, good diet. B, you don't smoke, I know. I know you don't drink, at least not very much, so that's pretty good. Get some exercise. I know that you don't get as much exercise as you should.
That's correct.
Get good sleep. I think that the normal, low-tech, healthy things are the best thing that you can do, David, is stay healthy.
Really?
The unvaccinated are the beast. Kill the beast. This program goes on forever. Kill the beast. The beast is the unvaccinated. Kill them. And when our leader put that out there and pointed the finger like we're the demons, I'm not vaccinated. I had COVID. You're not going to tell me about my body. I know my body. I know my morals. I know my faith. You don't come telling me and threaten me and everyone else as if we're the demons. I have 2 close friends right now, fully vaccinated, and they got COVID.
Yeah.
And they're both sick. So this is not about safety, because if it was, you'd, just like you said and I said in my video, eat more fruit, take care of your body, go to the gym. I've been saying that forever. You would have thought I called people savages for doing that. But this is where we're at as society. And the greatest thing, I have to be honest with you, I'm so blessed because 95% of people, I was just saying it to be honest, Tucker, one message after the other was, thank you. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you. I feel terrible. I'm a fireman, and they want me to get vaccinated. I don't want to get vaccinated. My child, I know someone, my hand to God.
Yeah, regular
and it
vaccine.
was the last vaccine push. Their child, 5 years old, vaccinated, went paralyzed from the neck down, and I do a benefit for him every year.
Like
so when I hear people going, "Oh, you don't know that," no, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. Explain that to that father and mother. So thank God they're better now, but it took years. So I don't understand what's going on.
Steve, okay?
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left wing weckos, woodchucks and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, to another version of Bitch News to Us, and little dogs too. You got anything to say for yourself, Stinky? Yeah, he rolled in schmutz down at the river. And I take him down the river. You think you just run around and be happy like a regular dog. Oh no. Got to go right for the gut pile that some Chuck brought down there, or God knows what. Rolled in the stinkiest crap. Had to friggin' hose him down when he got home. Okay, go on. You got your own camera over there. Yes, that's right. There you go. Oh, don't hide.
Oh, there he is.
Friggin' dog.
Look at him. I'm hiding. No one can see me.
Yeah, I'll hide back here, out of the way. I'll be in the shade, too, from those bright lights. And you're watching It's News to Us. In the booth, we have Philo T Farnsworth, College of Musical Knowledge and drummer extraordinaire.
I'm waving.
Yeah, see him waving. We slide him some food under the door every now and then. We're Newport's oldest TV news. What you know, Brown Chaos, local say, adult themes and adult language, not really, but I have to advise you and warn you anyway. Here we are. The country is being ruled. We are now officially a geriocracy. The embarrassing United Nations speech yesterday, he wouldn't take questions with Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson took questions. So now, even the press, the liberal press, has lodged a complaint against him because he just won't answer questions. He stands there like a deer in the headlights, like, huh? And all his handlers are there, get out of here, like giving all the reporters a bum's rush. And beware the Bronze Age guy going to beat you and forgive you and beat you and forgive you. And defund the police, I don't think so. We're going to defend the good cops. The old days are over, okay? And all hail the cadaver-in-chief. That's right. That's him. And are you mad all the time? Ask your daughter about Chucks for chucks, woodchucks, and chuckettes. And speaking of which, I had one just, what do they call it? They coal rolled me on the way in, Philo.
Really? What's that?
It's when they blast a friggin' diesel at you from their
Yeah, rolling coal, they call it.
yeah, it's Chuck trucks. I was sitting at Ray's dropping off the puppy, and here comes this Chuck up the road, and he had the big friggin' pipes coming out the back, and he gunned it and inundated me with smoke in Ray's driveway. And I'm just smiling because I'm thinking, hey, look, fool, you're the one who's out there busting hump to pay for that stupid truck you're driving, man. Mm-hmm. You're driving a $50,000 truck, you know. Hey, keep working and paying your taxes, buddy. I like getting the checks every month.
Yeah, you're sucking up a whole bunch of fuel.
Yeah, oh, that too. Yeah, hope all y'all love this Joe Bite Me stuff. Yeah, the press hit him for months during the campaign. Didn't say nothing. That was okay. Just ask him what kind of ice cream he wants, and then now they get in and they're gonna change everything. This $5 trillion, $10 trillion bill. No, we're gonna keep printing up money, and then meanwhile the price of groceries is going off the charts. Fuel prices have doubled. Wait till it comes time to heat your homes this winter, boys and girls. But at least we don't have to worry about Trump's mean tweets. And meanwhile, our allies, remember the NATO people, they kept saying, oh, our NATO allies are really angry at us because Trump made them pay their fair share. And it's like now he didn't even notify him that he was bailing out of Afghanistan, and they're scrambling to get their people out. They're still getting people out right as we speak, 38 days later or whatever. And boy, are they mad, man. They're so mad that the French pulled their freaking ambassadors. Anyways,
Isn't it amazing that we all are being coerced and forced to get vaccines and vaccinated, but the people coming across the border in Mexico, they don't have to?
Nope, absolutely not.
No problem there, Joe.
And I got some lies in the paper. They keep saying day after day that these Haitians are being returned. They've sent like 3 plane loads back, Philo. The rest of them are getting NTAs and notice to appear and notice to reply. That's all they get. No vaccines, no background checks, no nothing, man. And these people are violent people. Did you see what happened? They took over a bus. They were being bused to a city from under that bridge, Philo. Mm-hmm. And they took over the bus. They grabbed the bus driver, commandeered the bus, stopped it, got out and ran into the Texas brush. They caught him, of course. But these are violent people, man. And then they, when the planes got into Haiti, they attacked the friggin' guys when they were coming off the plane. You know, between these guys and the Afghans and all the flood, they have let over 1.5 million people just waltz across that border. And that's only the ones that we know about, okay? And I've got numbers in here, too, from, Judicial Watch, where they've been the sex offenders, just the ones they've caught, not the ones they haven't caught, has quadrupled. It's up like 1,300% from last year.
Nice.
Oh, sure. Yeah, great. And it's just insane. But these people, you're going to rue the day that you let these people in, man. Because they're going to, you think that, just like with the Boston Marathon bombing, this is exactly what's going to happen. Here it is, spike in sex offenders entering illegally. But before we get to that, I got to tell you about this one, Philo. Saturday night.
Yep.
I heard the dogs going nuts. I put them out front. You do their business. I got 2 runs. I got ropes on the front of the house so they can go out in the front lawn on the north side. And then on the west side, I have a long dog run where they can run on their pulley and go off and do their business out there too. So I don't have to walk them all the time, although they do get walked every day for my Kelly next door. But anyways, Saturday night, I put them out front and I hear this, the puppy's going nuts. I mean, this dog is chicken. She's just scared of her own shadow. So twig snaps and she's barking like crazy, right? So I go out there and here's this guy. He's trying to pat her or something. I couldn't figure it out. And I had a lawn fairy. I had a lawn fairy on my lawn, Philo. And
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
Well, it gets better.
Okay.
I says, can I help you? He says, I think you can. I said, okay. I said, what's up? He says, I'm looking for Mr. and Mrs. or Dorothy and Jim. And I said, do they live here? He says, well, I left their house, but I wasn't paying attention, so now I don't know how to get back. And I said, have they lived here long? He says, well, they don't really live here year-round. They just come up for the summer. And I'm all like, okay. I said, for how long? He said, oh, it's only been a couple. I said, I can look in the phone book, and get you the address there. No, he says, they've only been coming up for a couple of years. And I'm all like, what kind of idiot would leave a house in a small village and then get lost, can't find his way back? I mean, this is not some housing development in California where they all look the same, you know what I mean? So anyways.
You don't suppose he was missing a little off the fastball?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was, oil wasn't touching the dipstick. And I do mean dipstick. And so then I says, well, what the hell? I said, I'm sorry. I said, I can't help you. I don't know these folks. And I said, but there is a house right down here, the one with the portico and the carport. I said, there's some German folks. They come up every year. He said, no, it's not them. He says, what's a carport? I said, a carport, it's like you drive in to be out of the rain and you can walk your stuff into the house and then drive into the backyard or garage or whatever. A carport. No, he did not get the idea of a carport at all. I'm all like, okay. So then he comes closer. He's coming right up to me now, and the dogs are freaking out, right? He says, and he's got his phone out like a friggin' Geiger counter, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all, what the hell? He says, do you have Wi-Fi? And I said, look, buddy, no. I says, I got a friggin' cable coming into my house. I have everything's hooked up to that. I said, I got a satellite dish. I said, I don't do radiation, okay? I said, I used to work in the nuclear industry. I've spent my life trying to get away from radiation, and I'm damn sure not going to have it coursing through my home, okay? He said, oh, I see. And I'm all like, yeah, whatever. I said, no, you're not going to get Wi-Fi. And of course, with that Peterson cell phone tower thing in what do you call it, in Canada, the cell phone service is spotty. You can't get cell phone service half the time from my house, right? It's in some kind of a dip, plus I got the metal roof, plus I've got that's Peterson thing, and we don't have a tower close by. It's great. I love it. No radiation. I said, well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. He said, oh, well, I'll try and find it on my own. Wee-dee-dee-dee-dee, and the lawn fairy goes flying away. I'm like, okay. Did I really just see this? Because this is about 11 o'clock at night, Philo.
You in the twilight zone, Steve?
Yeah, I think so. I had to check my pulse there for a second. Pinch myself. Anyways, Philo was just talking about the numbers. Now, there's this video going around from the Stu Peters show where he interviewed a woman called Nurse something. Good grief. Nurse, whatever her name was.
Nurse Goodbody.
Yeah. Well, you can see him at stewpeters.tv, STEW, peters.tv on Rumble. Anyway, so far, now these are numbers from him. I'm not sure if they come from the CDC or if these are being self-reported or if there's another, because they estimate, a Harvard study came out and estimated that only 1% of or adverse events are being reported, Philo.
Huh.
So according to Stu Peters, there have been 60,741 hospitalizations due to adverse events from the COVID vaccine. 80,393 required urgent care. 8,156 had symptoms or Bell's palsy. According to him, there's been 14,925 deaths. Now, they know there's been thousands of deaths, but like I said, the CDC doesn't get the total number. And according to that nurse he interviewed, Nurse Jackie or whatever her name was, the nurse, the doctors won't report. And she's all like, she explained it. She says, look, get this. She said, Nurse Sandy, that's what it was. She said she had one young female come in. She was a diabetic, and she had her first case of hypoglycemia in 10 years after taking the vaccine. Now, that's neither here nor there. It's hard to say with diabetics. You know, something could throw your body out of whack. I don't know. But it came right after the vaccine, so it makes it suspect. And then she said she had a male who was in his early 30s with cardiac issues that came out of nowhere. And then he's got a wife and a couple of young kids, and they wouldn't let his wife in to even visit him unless she got vaccinated, Philo.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, so even if she had a problem with the vaccine, he's in the hospital, and she had a problem, then the kids are going to go to friggin' social services or something, or a relative. Anyways, she had a 20-something with a head-to-toe rash that came out of nowhere after getting the vaccine, and a female with circular rashes and bloated purple genitalia. That's okay then, right? All right, yeah. And OSHA, we mentioned this last week, OSHA stopped reporting vaccine adverse effects in June. And then Biden, did you hear about this one? Biden stopped the shipment of monoclonal antibodies to certain states, primarily southern states that aren't pushing the vaccine heavy enough and mandating it.
I heard about that too.
That's insane. That is political. He should be brought up on charges or impeached just for that. That's insane. And like Rand Paul said, if you just let the free market work, the states are buying it anyways. They don't need a government okay. They can just go on the open market and purchase it, which the companies are happy to oblige them. Anyways, and we found out that the Pfizer rat study, and this is Byron Bridle and a couple other guys, I told you about him. The Pfizer rat study, they said there was a low affinity and low binding, and the vaxxed female rats had a fetal loss rate of 2 times higher than normal. And according to the Journal of American Medicine, there's been spontaneous abortions, rat abortions, with no common denominator. And there's been no 2-year studies on reproductive health, which makes it fine for older people, but, you know, it screws it up for younger people, because if you want to have kids, you probably should do your research before getting this vaccine. And according to Byron Bridle, they just ditched this study. The Pfizer study had holes through it, and he said the mathematical foundation for pregnancy is completely gone. And then a week ago, Monday, they had a big protest and rally in New York City from health workers and hospital workers and people against the vaccine. Didn't get any coverage on the news. I had to find it on YouTube. And then, of course, we've got perfect vaccines like the polio vaccine, and then we have leaky vaccines like this one. And the number of deaths, look at the number of deaths here now. From March 2020 until Biden took office in January of 21, under Trump, we lost roughly 300,000 people, right, Philo?
Yeah.
And there was only a vaccine available in December, January. So the vaccine was only available for 2 months out of that whole time period. And he lost 300,000 people supposedly. Now Biden, in 9 months, Biden has lost 300,000 people with the vaccine that was handed to him day after election. So what the hell is going on here? You think the vaccine isn't working like it's supposed to?
Well, you know what it is? They're just going to blame the people that didn't get the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
You're the reason it keeps spreading. It's because you didn't get the vaccine.
Which you'll see in the clip with comedian Jim Brewer that Philo's going to install in this week's show. It's funny. It really is. Kill the beast. The unvaccinated are the beast. Kill them.
I saw a good one today on Facebook.
Yeah.
It said, do we have to sacrifice somebody in the volcano to to appease the virus god or something like that.
Oh, of course. And of course, we know that the virus gods don't affect you when you lower your mask to drink or eat.
Right.
Yeah, they don't affect you then.
Another funny one, Steve, was it showed, what was it, the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
It shows a stadium full of people, and it shows college football, and there's 100,000 people. Then it shows a classroom, and these kids are like 5 kids, and they're all spread out. They're all spread out all over the room.
Yeah.
100,000 people at a football game, that's okay.
And they're all screaming, F Joe Biden, F
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
The pro stadiums they are.
Yeah. And the college ones too.
Yeah, could be.
I'm sorry, I can't believe it. I mean, at first, I have never seen anybody chant that they loved a candidate or a president like they did with Trump. Granted, it was at one of his rallies or a few of his rallies, but I've never seen that for a politician before because, let's face it, the guy's a businessman, not a politician. And now, after 7 months of Biden and inflation and everything, it's just insane. And then Trump trying to mandate everything. It's like, F Joe Biden. And speaking of which, they caught this do as I say, not as I do thing, like Pelosi with her hairdresser caught on video. And the governor of California getting busted eating in a fancy restaurant with no masks and all.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah, do as we say, not as we do, right?
Yep.
No, they caught San Francisco Mayor's London Breed. That sounds like a porn star name, don't it?
Is she that pretty?
No.
Well, no porn star for her.
No. London Breed. Oh, man. She was at a reunion of Tony, Philo.
Oh, my God.
It was the first time they had come out and played in, I don't know how many years, and she was caught up in the moment. It's like at Obama's birthday party. Those people are sophisticated, so they didn't need to wear masks, Philo.
What difference does that make?
Oh, they're sophisticated. And so they caught Mayor London Breed busted, and she complained. She says, what are you people? Are you turning into the fun police? It's like, what the hell? What do you think we've been doing here? You're the fun police, woman.
Yeah, you go into Costco and they yell at you if you don't pull your mask up over your nose.
Yeah. Technical exemptions, my butt. Oh, and speaking of which, you know how many 4-star generals we had in World War II, Philo?
I don't know. Wasn't Eisenhower a 5?
Afterwards, I think.
Yeah, they made him a 5 afterwards, right?
Yeah, because they made Patton a 4-star general at one point, and then they yanked his star after he slapped that kid, that coward. They ran that George C. Scott movie last night. I was slipping back and forth. I forgot how good it was, man.
I don't know. Maybe MacArthur was a 4-star too, was he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Anyways, during all of World War II, we had 7 4-star generals, right? You know how many we got now, Philo?
Probably 50.
44.
Yep.
We have more generals, 4-star generals, than the Mexican army.
And you know what? They're all useless.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the Emmys, at the Met Gala, and at the Emmys and stuff, none of the participants, the rich hoi polloi, the rich people, they had to, they didn't have to wear masks, but all their servants did, Philo.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah. Avoid eye contact.
When I went up to Wall Hog a couple of weeks ago to buy one item,
Yeah.
they stop you at the door and they go, "Would you like a mask?" And I said, "You're joking, right? You're joking, aren't you, man?"
Get away from me. It's over, man. Oh, and now we're finding out that, and with that Michael Sussman indictment, this whole Russian collusion thing, with the Mueller investigation, with Trump, the dark cloud that's hanging over the White House, and all of this crap. Now we're finding out, if you go online, you can see the Michael Sussman indictment. 2 S's and 2 N's. It's just insane. That one they had a back channel. What they did was they worked with a tech executive to set up these pings that went to this Alpha Bank in Russia, right? ALFA. And Alpha Bank caught wind of it. They're IT people in Russia, because the Russian hackers are pretty good. So the Russian IT people said, look, we're getting pinged here. So they put a tracer on the ping and found out it was coming from the United States. And it was these idiots trying to set up Trump before the election. And the FBI and Sussman and Perkins Coie at the headquarters in 9/19/2016, their clients had the Hillary clients, a tech executive, an internet company, and they were all lying. And the tech executive was working with a university and U.S. University who had a U.S. cybersecurity research contract. So they had these brainiacs, kids working at this university, working with the Hillary company in this opposition, and this guy goes to the FBI saying, I'm just a good citizen, nobody's paying me to tell you this stuff, but you better look into this Trump-Russia thing because we're setting it up to make it look like he's being set up. And it's just insane. And they found out that the server was not Trump's, but belonged to a mass market email company. And it's just insane, the stuff we're finding out. And you watch, I swear to God, like Grover Cleveland, he's going to come back and it'll take Trump to straighten this country out again. And speaking of geriocracy, look at this, Philo. A full-page ad from the United for Patent Reform people. Of course, a full-page ad in a print newspaper might not cost much these days, Philo, because nobody's getting print advertising, right? Who are these people? And there's Senator Batshit right there, B-A-T-C-H-I-T. And, yeah, thank you, Senator Leahy. Well, don't worry, he can't remember what he had for breakfast, but he's got 60 staffers who can tell him what he had. Yeah. For your unwavering leadership in protecting patent quality in Vermont small businesses.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're being taxed to death.
Oh, you know what my lovely wife told me this morning?
What's that?
She said Amazon is going to start having retail places now.
Oh, and did you hear, speaking of Amazon, did you hear about the letter that Liawatha, our fake Indian, sent to Amazon, Philo?
I heard about it, but I forgot what it said.
Yeah. She had a list of books she wanted banned. She didn't want Jeff Bezos or Amazon to sell them on Amazon. That's not censorship, right?
Why not?
Oh, sure.
Well, maybe between her and Kamala Harris and a few more, they'll have some book burnings next.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
What books does she want banned?
I have to look it up. I don't know the specifics. But anyways. Children outpace teens in cases. Again, we've had 5 hospitalizations since January, and we don't know what we don't even know what comorbidities the kids had, yet they're scaring the crap out of people, Philo. Oh, the children now. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't let my kids take this vaccine in a friggin' bet. You people are out of your friggin' minds. Oh, here's the Young Whiners Project. Each number they're counting, but none more than a percentage, no matter if you come with or without privilege, money, or fame. Oh, privilege. We've all got privilege. We're all white privilege. We just walk into a bank and they give us money, right, Philo?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we don't have to put up any collateral or sign any documents. They just say, come on in, you're white, man. Here you go, have some money. And get this is a lie right out of the bat. And the president's lying. They didn't even call him on it, right? You're going to love this. Thanks, Philo. The president was denounced as authoritarian and divider-in-chief on Fox last week after announcing new efforts to compel more Americans to be vaccinated. He set forth a plan requiring companies with 100 more employees. That's going to go down in flames. That's political. That's all political. It's got nothing to do with public safety. If it was public safety, everybody would have to get vaccinated. This is insane, man. And there would be exemption. It's nuts. So anyways, Biden had blah, blah, plan, blah, blah, blah. Biden noted that some of the biggest companies are already requiring this vaccination. United Airlines, Disney, Tyson Foods, and even Fox News, right? Yeah, But Tucker said, you can't allow people to force you to take drugs you don't want or you don't need. It's up to you what drugs you take, period. If you allow people to force you to take drugs you don't want, you're done. They own you. You're no longer free, period. He interviewed comic Jim Brewer, who said he's canceling shows at venues that require vaccines in the audience. Brewer said he was talking, Carlson said Brewer was talking like an American man. Former, Laura Logan compared Biden's plans to Marxism and Nazism. We got part of that Jim Brewer clip for this week's show, both front and back. And anyways, get this. When you get after Joe Biden is quoted in the beginning of the article saying that even Fox News mandates a vaccine for its employees, Philo, when you get to the back of the article, always read the article from back to front, I say, right? Let's see. To be clear, while it will be requiring daily COVID tests for the unvaccinated, Fox is not mandating shots. So wait a minute. The president says they're mandating it in the beginning of the article. At the end of the article, they say that Fox isn't mandating the shots at all. Huh.
And I don't know what good testing somebody every day is going to do.
Well, we get a handle on it, Philo. We'd be able to do contact tracing.
Yeah, right. Sure. And the Pope smokes dope, too.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Oh, did you hear about the movie theater over in, where is it, Essex, that I love to go to, the T-Rex Cinema?
What about it?
Well, I'm on their email flyer for the new movies and that, which I haven't gone to in a long time.
Sure.
So I just said, rather slyly, I said, well, is your mask mandate still in effect? And they said, if you're vaccinated, you don't need one. But we recommend them for everyone. And I'm this close, Steve, to saying, how are you going to tell without breaking the law?
Oh, speaking of emails, I forgot to mention this one. This is classic, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am still after I got booted. Okay, yours truly. I got to interview the governor or ask questions of the governor in his weekly press conferences. Well, it doesn't matter because after I left, it was no fun anymore, and they stopped running it on Channel 3 anyways. They used to run for a couple hours. Remember, Philo?
He still does them though.
Yeah, he still does them, but you have to go on WCAX.com or to watch them. This guy, come on.
We show them.
Yeah, so anyways, I still get the notices because I'm on their mailing list. Well, time after time, I asked them, when do I get my press credentials back? When can I have to get the governor, get back in the line and ask questions again? And then I even asked for an apology. Excuse me, I said, you know, according to everyone now, this virus came out of the Wuhan lab, and Fauci paid for it. The NIH, we paid our tax money paid for the Chinamen to get this, to create this virus, right? I said, do I get an apology from Dr. Levine? Oh, they never respond, right? So a couple days ago, I get this news flash from some puke little kid, probably some pajama boy down at the governor's office or speaker's office, said, Connor Kennedy, he said, Speaker Kowinski demands that Phil Scott keep giving money to the bums to stay in the motels, right? Which costs us millions and millions of dollars to put up all these bums in the hotels, right? And not only that, but we don't even have room or affordable housing for our own people. I mean, some are disabled veterans, some of them are women with children. I mean, these people, sure, they should get housing. They're citizens. I mean, yeah, we should build affordable housing for them and get it over with, right? Not put them up in motels, because what happens, you put them up in motels, every bum in the country is going to get on Facebook and say, hey, look at this. You can get a free room and board up in Vermont. They'll pay for your free motel. It says here right on my phone, Philo.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
So he says, Speaker Kowinski says that demands that Governor Scott re-examine this and set up and reinstate the bum motel money, right? So sarcastically, I write him back saying, all right, you're bringing in all these Afghan refugees. They're going to take up every friggin' apartment down in Rutland, right?
Good place for them.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be near a mosque, right, Philo?
I don't know, but Rutland is nothing as good, nowhere near as good as it used to be.
Oh, of course not. It's got to be A, near a mosque. It has to be B, near transportation so that they can get to a mosque in Burlington, right? Because that's it. They're Akbars. We are all infidels. Anyways, I said, what we should do is we should give them swords and have a fight to the death cage match at Thunder Road.
Hey, you
And
can
we'll-
sell tickets.
Yeah, and we'll televise it. And I didn't say we're going to televise it at NEK-TV, right?
Of course not.
I said we should televise it and let them fight to the death, and whoever wins, they get the free housing, right? So I come in here this afternoon, and I signed my name, Steve Merrill, North Troy. I didn't say Steve Merrill, NEK-TV, Steve Merrill, it's news to us. I was just me as a private citizen being sarcastic. Oh, geez, Louise, man. Poor Todd hauls me into his office. He's all like, what the hell? He says, what is this guy talking about? I says, I don't know, Todd. I said, I just replied in a moment of sarcasm. He not only sent Todd an email trying to get Todd to spank me or throw me out of our studio, or he even sent an email to Van Philo, to everybody at Van. I can't wait to see what Van says. And speaking,
I didn't even know about this.
yeah, well, you'll have to see it. Wait till you see it's just me being me. You know what I mean? Let's have a death match. We'll give them swords. We'll have it at Thunder Road, televise it, and whoever fights it, let them fight to the death, and then whoever wins can get free housing.
Do you remember that for a while there, I think it was in the 90s, they wanted to, on closed circuit TV, televise executions?
Oh, yeah.
That went over real big, didn't it?
Yeah, and speaking of which, they only do that in Saudi Arabia that we know of.
Oh, there might be a few other places, but Saudis have probably got the corner on the market.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think it's Thursday or Friday, I'm not sure, you have to look it up. On Turner Classic Movies, they're going to run Rollerball
Oh, I got the DVD.
with James Caan.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
You don't think it's coming to that now?
Oh, it did. We've been there for years, right?
Except there's no six major corporations.
Yeah.
We've
It's
got
just,
more than that, but that's who's controlling everything.
yeah, now it's called the NBA and the NFL.
Yeah, well, pretty soon they're going to be gone.
Okay, get this. Yeah, their ratings are dropping like a rock. This is from Thursday's paper, September 16th. 2015 Paris attack suspect said the deaths of 130 people were nothing personal, Philo.
They weren't personal, huh?
Nah, it's nothing personal. The key defendant in the 2015 attack said Wednesday that the Islamic State, okay, get that? Islamic State network that struck the city was attacking France, and that the deaths of 130 people was nothing personal. Wearing all black and declining to remove his black mask, Saleh Abdesalam was the last of the 14 defendants present in the custom-built courtroom to speak. 9 Islamic State group gunmen and suicide bombers struck within minutes of one another at several locations around Paris on November 13th, 2015. It's nothing personal. See, you are all infidels. Don't you people get that yet? And the Taliban does not have a strict interpretation of Islamic law. It is the interpretation of Islamic law. The other ones are like us Christians that don't follow the Old Testament law, okay? Do we choose to ignore it because we have civil law and civil society? It's just insane.
And I don't think they're very civil anyway.
Yeah, really.
But that's another story.
You ever heard of a lonely highway, Philo? I often wonder about this. What constitutes a lonely highway?
It's probably where there's no cars and no people and nothing.
It's lonely. It's out there in the middle of nowhere by itself for years and years. Nobody drives on it. Nobody walks on it. There's no horses, buses, or people. It's so lonely, Philo. Yeah, police say South Carolina Murdaugh arranged his own death. His shot grazed his head. A prominent lawyer found the bodies of wife and son 3 months ago, tried to arrange his own death so his son would get the $10 million payment. But the planned fatal shot only grazed his head. The shooter, Curtis Edward Smith, now see, just like Lee Harvey Oswald, You know you're in trouble when they use all three of your names, man.
James Earl Ray,
James Earl Ray. When they use all three of your names, you in big trouble, man.
one hung low.
Yeah, Curtis Edward Smith was charged with assisted suicide, insurance fraud, and several other counts in the September 4th shooting of Alex Murdaugh on a lonely highway in Hampton County, law officials said in a statement.
Ooh, sinister. Very sinister.
Lonely highway.
Lonely is the night.
Yeah, I love Billy Squire.
Yeah, he was good.
We ran that song for a while. I hope you guys like the wheel. For the next song, I think maybe Philo can get, what was the one I was looking at?
Angel of Death by Slayer.
Oh, good grief, man. Do It Clean by Echo and the Bunnymen. Either that or maybe I Trip Through Your Wires by U2.
Do It Clean.
Yeah, Do It Clean by Echo and the Bunnymen. It's really good, man. It's the same exact chord progression as Stepping Stone by the Monkees, Philo.
No kidding.
Yeah. Same exact chord progression. Oh, and here they are. They're lying. They are lying. U.S. now flying Haitian migrants home. They flew 2 or 3 plane loads of them home, of the real scroats and dirtbags. Thanks, Philo. The rest of them are staying. All right, coming to a city near you. We need more Haitians, mister. We sure do. And we are so evil and racist that we're just going to welcome these black people here. Unbelievable. Border Patrol hires civilians to free up agents. Yeah, speaking of which, we've got over 240 miles of border down in Texas that's just one sector, the Del Rio sector, that's not being patrolled because all these Border Patrol are being, held up by the Haitians living under the bridge, like trolls. Congress to take up Biden agenda, Oh, sure. Thank God for Joe Manchin, that caveman, in Kristen Cinema, because they're gonna hold back this stuff. Oh yeah. At Port-au-Prince, a dozen officials from various agencies gathered to meet with the deported Haitians. They requested the presence of the National Police to prevent any potential violence, because there was violence, and they did need the police. You can see the video on YouTube, man. Yeah. A minibus from the International Organization of Migration also was posted at the airport. It was filled with brightly colored bags containing toiletries, hand sanitizer, and hair ties, Philo. Hair ties? What? What? I'm sure that's what they need the most, right? Here we are. That's a good one. Oh, I love this. Break out the beekeeper suits, honey, if you're ever allowed out of the house anymore. Kabul municipality to female workers, stay home. Yeah, because we all know, man, we all know that Islam just reveres women, right, Philo?
About as much as a camel.
Yeah, I love my camel better, actually.
It's got quite the camel's toe.
It's got a bigger camel toe. Much bigger. Yeah, female employees in the Kabul city government have been told to stay home. Yeah, here we are. The decision to prevent most female city workers from returning to their jobs is another sign that the Taliban, oh my little Taliban, who overran Kabul last month, are enforcing their harsh interpretation of Islam, despite initial promises by some that they would be tolerant and inclusive. Oh, yeah.
And what have they been smoking, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Right. Oh, yeah. And now they're saying no gals, no Taliban says no gals in high school, Philo.
Yep.
Here we are. At UN, Biden pledges relentless diplomacy. He didn't pledge anything. He mumbled his way. You should see that speech. Google it and watch it. Joe Biden, I'm happy to be here. Where's my tapioca pudding? It's insane. Taliban name all male ministers. Oh, really? Hey, get this. Here it is. This is from today's paper, Wednesday, September 22nd. Yeah. Mujahid, this is the guy's name. Zabihullah Mujahid. Mujahid. Okay? Mujahid is a made-up name, okay? The Mujahideen were the people that we created, basically. We paid, along with our CIA, to shoot down the Soviet helicopters and get the Soviets out of Afghanistan after they invaded in 1979. Okay, so his name might be Zabihullah or whatever, his first name, but Mujahid is just it's a joke. It's like, I changed my last name to Battle, right, Philo?
Yeah.
Steve Battle, that's basically what it is. Mujahid was asked about the recent restriction imposed on girls and women, including a decision not to allow girls in grades 7 to 12 to return to classrooms for the time being. And how long will the time being be, Philo?
Till the end of time.
To the end of time, that's right.
And it's so funny, Jimmy Carter started this thing by saying you can't go to the Olympics in the Soviet Union because they invaded this country that nobody wants anyway.
Yeah.
And then Reagan calls all of those people over there his freedom fighters.
Freedom fighters, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Talk about a cluster.
Yeah, a cluster fluff. And then it gets better, because if that wasn't enough to sink Jimmy Carter, in 1979, Paul Volcker, the head of the Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor has any reserves, it's a private banking cartel, the head of the Federal Reserve, Paul Volcker, changed it to get a stop on inflation. He he raised the interest rate at the Fed to 20%. Remember that?
Yep.
Oh man, that threw this country right into back gear. I couldn't buy a friggin' job. I was living in San Diego. There were defense jobs, high-tech jobs, medical devices, everything. I mean, I couldn't buy a friggin' job back then. I was clearing brush with the Mexicans up at my buddy's house.
Everything, when Jimmy Carter was president, we worked a ton of overtime and we sold a lot of machines. As soon as Reagan took over, it went flat within 1 year.
Well, yeah, that's because it took from 79 to 80, remember, for a 20% interest rate to start having effect on, corporate borrowing and every other kind of borrowing. You know what I mean? Could you imagine the people that got mortgages at 20%?
Yep, and then everything went to service.
Oh yeah,
Service-based.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna stop manufacturing. We're all gonna do
So
stuff.
Reagan lowers the tax rate on the rich, and to pay for it, he taxes unemployment and Social Security.
Yeah, we're just gonna sell information to each other, Philo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We're all gonna sit at home and sell information to its information age.
Yep, and your steel workers are all working at McDonald's.
Yeah. They're coding. Learn to code. Yeah. Mayorkas said 600 Homeland Security employees, including the Coast Guard, have been brought to Del Rio. He said he asked the Defense Department for help in what may be one of the swiftest large-scale expulsions of migrants from refugees in the United States in decades. No, and no. They are lying to you. And these people are lying to you with the lies that they're getting from Alejandro Mayorkas. Oh, yeah. He said the U.S. would increase the pace and capacity of flights to Haiti. The number of migrants at the bridge peaked at 14,872 on Saturday. It's insane. And these people were trying to break out. They're trying to break out of that camp and bum rush the town of Del Rio. It's the 12,000 people, Philo. So they lined up. They got in all these Texas Rangers and every cop they could within 200 miles and surrounded the camp. Bumper to bumper to keep these maggots in there. These people they're horrible people. The rapid expulsions are made possible by former President Trump that allows them to be immediately removed. Yeah, but they're not. They're not doing that at all. It's insane. Oh, he issued a stark warning. If you come to the United States illegally, you will be returned. Your journey will not succeed, and you will be endangering your life and your families. Oh, right. And then they asked why, Peter Ducey from Fox News asked the president's spokesman, how come these people don't have to get vaccinated? And she said, well, they're probably not staying here long. What, are you kidding me? They are staying here long. They're moving here. Oh, and here's a good one too. This is from Saturday, September 18th. Oh, get this. You know how we told you about how these FBI agents set up that Michigan kidnap the governor scheme last year?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we were these big extremists. We're going to kidnap the governor because of her COVID mandates, you know, which her husband broke by registering her boat. You couldn't buy gardening supplies or seeds. I mean, she had these stupid lists of what you could and couldn't do. It was insane. Had absolutely nothing to do with science. So they said, oh, yeah, these wackos, these extremists tried to kidnap her. Well, they find out, the defense lawyers find out that all these people are government informants and FBI agents. So guess what? October trial for the 5 in the plot to kidnap Michigan governor has been postponed, Philo.
Okay.
I wonder if we just keep postponing it and then, you know, plea bargain, and maybe it'll just go away, and we won't look at these same FBI agents who did the same thing on January 6th last year, right? A federal judge on Friday said he'll postpone the October 12th trial of 5 men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer. A new date wasn't immediately set. Of course it isn't, okay? It's not gonna be, because they're all FBI, they're all G-men, fool. They're all getting paid. Yeah, look it up. Even Rolling Stone, come on. U.S. District Judge Robert Jonker suggested the trial might get pushed to February or March. Defense lawyers said they need more time to pore over evidence shared by federal prosecutors, especially the undercover work of FBI agents and informants, who comprise the majority of this group of extremists. Can you say entrapment, boys and girls? The 5 men have been in custody for nearly a year. Well, they're extremists. We don't want to let them out in the public, Philo. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And speaking of corruption, Zuma. The top court in South Africa upheld Jacob Zuma's sentence of 15 months for corruption in South Africa. Yeah, okay. Oh, and the British court rules that kiddies under 16 can receive puberty-blocking tranny drugs. They can prescribe them to children without the parents' consent, Philo.
Yep, okay.
You need the parents' consent to get a tattoo, to get everything. But any time you're under 18, but not to go see Dr. Cut Your Cock Off.
Okay, last but not least.
Oh, good grief, man, that went fast, huh? Unbelievable. Fast. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, here you go. Oh, man. All right, here you go. This is one for the environment. I saved these in case I run out of news, which I never do. Today in history. In 1938, the hurricane of 38, there were still downed trees in the forest behind my parents' farm when I was a kid. The hurricane of 38 struck parts of New York and New England, causing widespread damage and claimed over 700 lives. And they say, the weather's worse now, and the storms are bigger and more dangerous. Oh, sure they are. Well, once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. So hopefully we'll see you next week, inshallah. Good Lord willing, a quick don't rise. And so until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque. Sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you. Head east while you're praying to the meteorite in Mecca and say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar.
Deus Magnus Est.
Fastest hour.
The best way for me to prevent getting an infectious disease and having to have you as my doctor is what? Wearing a mask?
No.
You do that? If I can see they're getting ready to sneeze or cough, walk away.
You avoid all the paranoid aspects and do something positive.
Rat tattoo.
A, good diet. B, you don't smoke, I know. I know you don't drink, at least not very much, so that's pretty good. Get some exercise. I know that you don't get as much exercise as you should.
That's correct.
Get good sleep. I think that the normal, low-tech, healthy things are the best thing that you can do, David, is stay healthy.
Really?
The unvaccinated are the beast. Kill the beast. This program goes on forever. Kill the beast. The beast is the unvaccinated. Kill them. And when our leader put that out there and pointed the finger like we're the demons, I'm not vaccinated. I had COVID. You're not going to tell me about my body. I know my body. I know my morals. I know my faith. You don't come telling me and threaten me and everyone else as if we're the demons. I have 2 close friends right now, fully vaccinated, and they got COVID.
Yeah.
And they're both sick. So this is not about safety, because if it was, just like you said and I said in my video, eat more fruit, take care of your body, go to the gym. I've been saying that forever. You would have thought I called people savages for doing that. But this is where we're at as society. And the greatest thing, I have to be honest with you, I'm so blessed because 95% of people, I was just saying it to be honest, Tucker, one message after the other was, thank you. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you. I feel terrible. I'm a fireman, and they want me to get vaccinated. I don't want to get vaccinated. My child, I know someone, my hand to God.
Yeah, regular
and it was the last vaccine push. Their child, 5 years old, vaccinated, went paralyzed from the neck down, and I do a benefit for him every year.
Like
so when I hear people going, "Oh, you don't know that," no, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. Explain that to that father and mother. So thank God they're better now, but it took years. So I don't understand what's going on.